I live in South Texas, and down here we get
Hurricane Cat 5 hurricane.
We get hurricanes.
It is now a Category 5 storm.
And just recently we got one.
We begin with Hurricane Beryl.
Some gusty winds have
And while it wasn't crazy,
for 3 days.
it did do a lot of damage.
90% of homes have been destroyed.
Took out all of Houston's electricity,
Hundreds of thousands still without power.
including mine. Thankfully, we were okay.
It's a beautiful morning.
There you go.
We helped out some neighbors, cleaned up a bit.
Where's the sidewalk?
There's a lot of cleanup. And finally, the power came back on.
So that's not good. That's a fence completely down. What in the world? Yo, this is crazy.
But with all of that downtime, how does a filmmaker stay productive? And so in this video, we're gonna talk about how to stay productive when the power goes out. Okay, so I guess we should make it obviously clear that the most important thing here is people's safety, you know, health. So after I made sure that my loved ones were okay, checked on family and friends, neighbors, then it was time to do something else. When the storm blew over and I was able to go outside, I was immediately taken aback by what I saw. I have never seen a storm hit my neighborhood the way that this storm did. And I've seen a lot of storms. There were trees uprooted everywhere. It looked like some sort of down south version of I Am Legend. And so the first thing that I did to stay productive as a filmmaker was go outside and film some footage. Or the aftermath of the storm anyway. Look at this, completely obliterated. And maybe I'll cut these clips together and put them with some nice, slow, dramatic music. You know how those types of videos are. I did learn to appreciate spontaneous filmmaking. Going outside, grabbing your camera and just pressing record. Even though I was tired, a little drained from all of the events, I still got out and got the shots. We got work to do. I don't know if a storm like this is coming again and how much destruction it will do, and I hope it doesn't do anything. This is day 4. I think I may try to shave today. Okay, number 2. I figured I'd get some writing done. And what better time to write than when the power goes out and there's nowhere to go and nothing else to do. So I pulled out my iPad and got to work. Generated some really good ideas, both for this channel and for future endeavors, so it was time well spent. Which, parenthetically, this is probably a good moment to point out that all of my devices were powered by this. So my iPad, my phones, tablets, even my lights were powered by this thing. And then the bigger stuff like my refrigerator, the fans, they were powered by the large generator, which took a lot of gas.
Third tank. This is tank number 4. Tank number 5. It's getting old.
Okay, number 3, or maybe I should say 2.5, because I almost did this thing, but then I didn't. Remember when I said, and this was like on a previous video, that my Meike 25mm lens was not sharp when it was wide open at T21? So I had a thought, maybe I should shim my lens. So I got all of my tools out, sat by the window so I could see, but then I had another thought. Why don't I just reach out to Meike and tell him that my lens isn't sharp? And they replied back and said, hey, let's help you correct the issue. So I didn't have to tear apart the back of my lens, which is good. Number 3 on how to stay productive when the power goes out. This was actually a good time for me to sit down and play with my new Panasonic lens. Looked at it in more detail, put it on the gimbal, and that was what led to this. Walking around downtown shooting some good city shots. It was because I had practiced at home and really figured out how well this thing balances on the gimbal. Practicing at home is what leads me to getting good shots like this. Number 4, was there time for a little bit of fun? Yeah. Our kids have this GraviTrax kind of marble run that we bought for them and put on the side of the refrigerator. We have a horizontal one that just kind of lays on the table, but the vertical one is a little bit trickier. And so they thought, hey, this is a great time to put together an epic marble run. We tried and tried and tried until finally, sweet relief. And after 4 days, our power came back on. Thank God. And while I don't want this to happen again, I did find out how productive one can be when the power goes out.